Hello all, welcome to my channel. I am Vivek Gaurav and I'll be teaching you dynamic programming. And before we proceed further, a humble request from my side. Please like and subscribe to my channel and also click on the bell icon so that you get notified every time a new video is coming up. Now, let's get started.
Today we are going to talk about Python string function. This is the fourth video of the string function, and the topic for today's discussion is that what is a string, what is Python string functions, example and hands-on. So like we have done earlier, I'll be I'll be doing the hands-on, okay? So I'll suggest you that you pause the video from time to time and do the practical with me so that you can have a better understanding. So we'll start with is identifier. Python string is identifier method. So is identifier method is used to check whether a string is a valid identifier or not. Okay, now what is identifier here? So identifier can be a label, it can be a variable, it can be a function name, right? So you create something. Let's suppose you're creating something, so you give it a name to identify. That is called identifier. So this method is identifier method is used to check whether it is a valid identifier or not. If you remember correctly, then every identifier has certain rules, and it can start with a alphabet. It should not start with a number. So it is used to check that. So it returns true if the string is a valid identifier. Otherwise, it returns false. And Python language has own identifier definition, which is which is used by this method. So the signature is identifier parameter. There is no parameter required. Return it either returns true or false. Let us have a look at the example. So here a simple example to apply is identifier method, it returns true. Now what is that? I wrote str is equal to a b c d e f. Okay, now this is a proper identifier because it has alphabets in it. It does not have anything starting with a number. It does not have a special character. So if you are checking str2 is equal to str dot is identifier, it is going to return you true. Okay, let us have a look at the second example. So here str is equal to a b c d e f, then str2 is equal to 20xyz. Now this should return you false. Why? Because it is starting with a number. That should not happen. Then this should also return you false. Why? Because it's starting with a special character. So let me take you to the editor and do the practical here. So here let's suppose that I'm having num equal to or name equal to, okay, name equal to Vivek. Okay, this is what I'm writing as the first identifier. Second thing, I'm writing num equal to 20. This is my second identifier. And third, I will write what shall I write? I shall create a third identifier like uh, okay, wait. So it is a string function, right? So here I should write something like this ABC, otherwise it will give me an error. Okay, now you see, if I write result equal to name dot is identifier. Okay, so it should give me true or false. Now if I write here print result, okay, you should see that I'm getting true here. I'm getting true here. Can you see that I'm getting true here? Second thing is that if I write result equal to num dot is identifier, and here if I pass num, okay, and if I try to print result over here, then what I should get is that I should get it false. You see, I'll get false. Okay, wait. So is identifier num, so takes no argument. Okay, why did I pass num here? I should not pass it now. Now if I run this, can you see I'm getting false? So for one I'm getting true, for the second I'm getting false. Why I'm getting false? Let me just open the pen so that I can write it here. So here you see, here it is started with a if this is the name. So it is not like the variable that you are giving that you are checking here. No, that is not the case. But if this is the variable that you have created and this is the value that you have given it, that this is the value that you have given it, so is that a proper identifier or not? Is that a proper identifier or not? Okay, and the second thing is that in this case what we did is that we started with this with a number. That is the reason it is giving us that it is false. So although this is a string, but if you are trying to use that as an identifier, then what you will get is that you will not be able to do that. And in case if I show you that, so let us see, if I write Vivek as a variable, okay, if I write Vivek equal to and then I write ABC, then this will work. But the moment I write that 20 ABC equal to something, 20 something, it is going to give me an error. Why? Because this is invalid. Statements must be separated by new lines of semicolon. You see that it is not understanding what I have written. Okay, so that is how you check whether something is valid identifier or not. And always remember that it is a string function, so it must be inside a string. Okay, special characters we did not check, right? So special character we did not check. So let us go to the editor and check for the special one. So here let me write num1 equal to and $abc20. and here I'll just repeat the same thing. What I will do is that here I will repeat the same thing here, and here instead of num I'll write num1. Okay, now if I run, so I should get true, false, false. Can you see the third one is coming as false? Why? Because there is dollar. If I remove this dollar and try to run the code, what will I get? I'll get true now. Okay, so the moment I put any special characters before that, it is going to give me false. Now again it will give me false. Okay, so that's how the identifier function works. Going ahead, so look at this example. We can use with a if condition also, right? You can use with an if condition also. And how do you do that? I already told you in the last video also. So here let's suppose that if name dot is identifier, okay, and here you can write equal to true also, or you can directly, directly write this also, then also it is going to work. It is an identifier, right? It is an identifier. And in the else part, what we are going to do is that we are going to print it is not an identifier. Okay, now if I run this code, print spelling is wrong, print spelling, now I corrected it. If I run the code, now you see it is giving me it is an identifier. The moment I put anything, any special character over there, it is going to get into the else part. You see it is not an identifier. Now I'm getting, okay, so that's how you use the is identifier method. Going to the next method, which is lower. So as the name suggests, it is going to check whether it is a lowercase character or not. So Python string is lower method returns true if all characters in the string are in lowercase. So if all the characters in the string are in lowercase, it is going to return you true, otherwise it returns false. Okay, how the signature is lower, and then no parameter is required, it returns either true or false. Have a look at the example. So here we have a variable called str equal to coding, and we are writing str2 is equal to str dot is lower. So this should return you what? This should return you true. Why? Because all the coding, all the words in coding is in small letter. Let us have another example. So here you see we have taken another example. So it returns false if any single character found in other case than the lower case. Any single character is found in uppercase, right? Then it is going to return you false. Look at this example. W, welcome to coding. W, T and C are in call capital letter. So if you are checking str2 is equal to str dot is lower and you are trying to print str, you are going to get false over here. Why? Because here it is in capital letter. Okay, look at the third example. So string can have digits also, and this method works in letter case and ignores the digit. So even if you're having digits in it, okay, it is not going to give any error. Look at this example. We have given str is equal to hi, my contact is this much, and then str is equal to str dot is lower, so it is going to give you true. Why? Because this method works in letter case and ignores digit. It ignores the digit. Okay, so now let us go there and try the is lower method. So now here what I will do is that here I'll write like this only, and I'll delete this part, and here I'll check result is equal to name dot is lower. Okay, name dot is lower, and then let us try to print the result. Okay, now if I do this, what will happen is that if I run the code, see I'm getting false. Why? Because v is capital. If I change it to small v now you see what I'm getting. Now I'm getting, wait, I did not run the code. Now I'm getting true. So see, there is a special character also, but that is lower function is unaffected by that. If I put a number in between anywhere, like let's suppose I am giving like this, now also I'm getting true. But the moment I make one of the character as capital, I made r as capital, now I'm going to get false, right? So your is lower function is going to work absolutely fine whether you have like character, digit or a special character, doesn't matter. The only thing it will give you false is that when you have a capital letter there, right? You remove the capital letter and you put anything in that, you are going to get true. But the moment you are trying to add a capital letter over there and trying to run the program, you are going to get false. Okay, so this is lower function. Now the next function that we have is numeric. Okay, is numeric. Now Python is numeric method checks whether all the characters of the strings are numeric character or not, like all the characters in that are numbers or not, and it returns true if all the characters are true, otherwise it returns false. And numeric character include digit characters and all the characters which have Unicode numeric value property, all the characters which have Unicode numeric value property. Signature is numeric, no parameter required, returns true or false. Let us have a look at the example. So here str is equal to 1 2 3 4 5. Now in this string it just consists of numbers. So if you are trying to use is numeric, you are supposed to get true as the output, right? You will get true as the output. Next one, here you see here we have some digits as well, okay, some digits, so these are non-numeric, and then we have some numeric as well. So for this, if you are trying to test this, you are going to get false, okay, you are going to get false. Look at the third example with the if case. If str dot is numeric, since it is having all number, you are going to get result as numeric. And if you will try to test this, you have given a hyphen over here which is not number, you are going to get false, okay, you are going to get false. Okay, so let us try to run this program and check the output. So now what I will do is that first of all I will write 1 2 3. Okay, I'll remove the v part here, I'll remove the v part here, and here I will write is numeric. Okay, and then I try to print the result. So now you see I'm getting true, right? I put some more number, doesn't matter how big the number is, still I'm getting true. But the moment I put a t here, now you see what I'm getting false. Okay, if I remove this t and put a special character over here, now see what happens, I'm still getting false. If I put remove that and put a hyphen over there or an underscore over there, then you see what happens, then also I'm getting false. If I remove this and give a minus sign there, then what happens here, still I'm getting false. Okay, but if I remove everything and just keep a number over there, then what I'm getting true. So is numeric is going to give you true only when everything in that string is a number, all the characters in that are numbers. Anything other than other than number, like a special character or a hyphen or anything, right, it is going to give you false. That's how the is numeric function works. Proceeding further, the next function that we have is upper. So the, like we have already seen, is lower, so this is upper. So the Python is upper method returns true if all the characters in the strings are in uppercase, and it returns false if the characters are not in uppercase. Okay, the signature is upper, no parameter required, returns true or false. Let us have a look at the example. Str is equal to welcome to coding, everything is in capital letters. So if you are using str2 is equal to str dot is upper, you are going to get the output as true. Okay, another example, welcome to coding is upper, this is going to give you true. But you have another str is equal to learn coding here, then here you are writing str3 dot is upper, you will get false. Why? Because the other characters are small, like e a r n o d i n g e r e, these are small. Okay, let us have a look at the third example. Str2 is equal to str dot is upper, here this is your str, for this you will get true, right? Then welcome to coding, here you have mentioned one small 2o, right? So for this you are going to get false. And here for this one, you see here you have like number, special character, and all the other characters which are there in capital. So for this you will get true, right? So now let us go and try this one out. Okay, so what I will do is that I'll make everything capital first of all. So first of all I'll select this and I remove, I'll write coding, and here I will write is upper, and now if I run it, it should give me true, right? It should give me true. If I put any special character over here, then also it should give me true, then now also I'm getting true. If I put a hyphen there, then also I'll get true. If I put any number also there, right, if I put any number also there, then also I'll get true. But the moment I put anything as in lowercase, then you see what happens, the moment I entered that, it became false, right? So that's how uppercase works. So with uppercase, it can be, it can be a character, right, in capital letter, or other than that, like it can be a number, it can be a special character, it can have some space as well. Let us try with some space. Okay, let me delete this and give a space, and now you see, is it giving me false? Yes, it is giving me false. Let me remove this a now and try checking it. Is it giving me true? Now it is giving me true. Okay, so it can have a space as well. Okay, but the only condition is that you should not have any character in lowercase. That's the only condition. Okay, the next function that we have is that is a space. So Python is a space method is used to check a space in the string. If you have given a space just before this example, we give a space in between, right? So it returns true if there are only white space characters in the string. So is a space is used to check only the space part. Okay, and it will return you true only when there are only white spaces, there are only white space character, nothing other than that. Otherwise it returns false. Space, new line, tabs, etc. are known as white space characters and are defined Unicode character database as other or separative, right? Backslash n, backslash t, right? These things you use sometimes. Okay, so these are considered as white space character. So the signature is a space, no parameter required, returns true or false. Let us have a look at the example. So there you have empty string, so for this you will of course get true, right? The next one we have AB space CD space EF. Now here you see you have character, 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 so you are going to get false over here. This is going to give you false. Another example. Now Python string is a space method, example 3. Now is a space method returns true for all white spaces like space, you put a space there, you put a horizontal tab, you put a new line which is backslash n, you put a vertical tab which is backslash v, you put a feed or you put a carriage return. For all these things it is going to give you a true. Okay, and here you see we are doing the same thing. So here for this one it is going to give you it contains a space, for this one it is going to give you not space. Okay, not space, and for this one it is going to give you a space, it contains a space. Why? Because these are new line character, these are white space character. Okay, so let me take you to the editor and delete this whole thing and just give a just give like this, and is a space, is a space. Okay, let us see what do we get. We haven't given anything, there was no space in between. Now I am giving a space. Now if I run the code, now you see I'm getting true, right? If I write b there and a space, and after b also if I give a space, it should give me false, it is giving me false. Let me remove this b and let me give backslash n. Okay, now you see what do I get? I get true. If I put there instead of that backslash t, backslash v, backslash f, backslash r, all these things, see all of them are coming in yellow, right? For all of them it is coming true. But if I put a g over there, or if I put 1 over there, now you see everything will come as false. Can you see? It is coming as false now, right? So it will take all the white space characters which are there, whether it is changing the line, giving a tab, vertical tab, horizontal tab, hue, feed, right, all this thing. But the moment you put one character there, it is not an empty space anymore, so it is going to give you false. Okay, so that was all about the is a space function. I hope that you are clear with that. So that's all in this video. We'll continue talking about string function in the next video as well. Thank you so much.